The poor boy who invented the most luxurious car in the world. Nobody could have predicted that this poor child would one day build some of the most costly cars in the world when he first started experimenting with engines. Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. This is Henry Royce. He was born in 1863 in Wilton, England. His parents, James and Mary, had a flour mill. James had continued his father's business practices, but he lacked the skills to carry out that business. As a result, revenue was small, and the Royce family struggled with poverty for many years before being forced to file for bankruptcy in 1867 in an effort to make their situation less sufferable. By the time the family shifted to London, Henry was 4 years old and had already landed his first job as a bird scarer on a nearby farm, earning 6 pence per week. Then, in 1872, tragedy struck once more. When Henry's father passed away, all of the children had to pitch in to help the family get by, including the 9-year-old Henry. He started delivering telegrams and selling newspapers. Henry's childhood poverty had a significant impact on him, and by the time he was 15 years old, he had already finished 1 year of school. As a young adolescent, he started an apprenticeship with the Great Northern Railway Works. Henry took advantage of every opportunity to educate himself, despite not having a formal education, studying algebra, French, and electrical engineering in his spare time. His aunt had granted him some financial assistance. Henry briefly worked for a toolmaking company in Leeds after finishing his internship, and then for the Electric Light and Power Company. But after 3 years, he was forced to depart due to financial difficulties. His ultimate goal was to become an engineer full-time when he shifted from London to Liverpool in 1882. He continued to work for the Electric Light and Power Company there. However, at the age of 22, he founded a company called F.H. Royce & Company with his engineer buddy Ernest Claremont. For the following several years, they worked non-stop to produce electrical components like doorbells and dynamos. Henry Royce's fascination began to lead him elsewhere, to motor cars, even though the company remained growing, and by 1894, they were already producing electric cranes as well. Henry Royce plays a crucial role in the Rolls-Royce tale. The name of the company implies that Charles Stewart rules is a second figure we shouldn't overlook. Talking about him, Charles Royce was the youngest child of Lord and Lady Langattack and was born in 1877 in wealthy Berkeley Square, London. He pursued his love for engineering at a young age and later enrolled at Trinity College in Cambridge to study mechanical engineering. Charles was a standout because he was known for tinkering with motors, earning the nickname Dirty Rolls, and he was the first undergraduate to possess a car during his studies. At the age of 18, he drove to Paris to purchase a Peugeot Phaeton. At the time, this was quite rare because most people hadn't even heard of a vehicle. After graduating in 1898, Charles started working on a steam yacht before joining the London and Northwestern Railway, where he was more interested in motoring, innovation, and salesmanship while working for the London and Northwestern Railway. But with his father's financial assistance, he launched one of the company's first car shops in 1903. Charles committed the following few years to importing and marketing Peugeot and Minerva cars. The business was successful, and Charles utilized the proceeds to pay for his sporting endeavors. He was an eager pilot in addition to being an enthusiastic racer and pioneer driver, and as you can imagine, both of these pastimes are not inexpensive. Charles's lifelong fascination for vehicles, however, would eventually cost him more than just his money. When he was running his company F.H. Royce & Company, and Henry became more and more interested in cars. He bought a used 2-cylinder Decaville car in 1901 and tried to upgrade it, but he wanted more, so he decided to design his own vehicle. Henry had a natural passion for perfection, and after noticing flaws in the Decaville's construction, he made a commitment to improve. By the end of 1903, he had designed and built his first petrol engine. Almost 2 decades had passed since Henry founded the company, when the next year, he drove his first Royce 10-horsepower vehicle into town. After the success of his first car, he set out to build 2 more. He donated one of the 3 cars he had made to one of the business partners, Ernest Claremont, and sold the other to one of his stockholders, Henry Edmunds. Henry Edmunds, a friend of Rolls and stakeholder in Royce's company, was the one who ultimately arranged the encounter between the 2 men. Rolls was dissatisfied at the time that his company could only sell foreign imports, so Edmunds set up a meeting. Little did Edmunds know that the meeting would affect the future of motoring forever. Rolls had always liked 3- and 4-cylinder automobiles, but after witnessing Royce's 2-cylinder car, he was immediately convinced that he had found what he was looking for. He drove the automobile and immediately agreed to sell as many as Royce could produce. The 2 men created a unique team because, in addition to their vast age and educational differences, they also came from different social classes. Rolls was only 26 years old, whereas Royce was 41. The young Rolls had attended the exclusive Trinity College, while Royce's abilities were mostly self-taught. Rolls had spent his early adulthood racing around in his expensive vehicles, but Royce had been struggling to make ends meet. Would they be able to come to an agreement? The huge success with the automobiles led to the establishment of the Rolls-Royce Corporation in 1906, despite the fact that Henry Royce and Charles Rolls were two very different individuals who had also made a fantastic partnership. Then, the six-cylinder Silver Ghost was introduced, and within a year, it was regarded as the best car in the world. Impressive, but they also had Charles's partner to thank for this, because building a brand demands vision. Charles's partner, Claude Johnson, took on the role of managing director, while his partners, Henry and Charles, were busy making and selling automobiles because he saw how important it was to improve the company's reputation in the media. Being the genius that he was, he planned several stunts to highlight the silence and dependability of Rolls-Royce automobiles. In one of his earliest advertisements, the six-cylinder Rolls-Royce was marketed as the best car in the world, not just one of the best. With that advertisement, Rolls-Royce officially entered the phase that would become synonymous with the brand. It was quite effective in showcasing Rolls-Royce's outstanding performance. Claude was so crucial to the company's growth that he earned the nickname the hyphen in Rolls-Royce. Of course, marketing by itself can only go so far, but both Henry and Charles committed themselves to producing the highest quality work possible. However, Henry in particular was known for pushing himself to the maximum at work and was known for never eating a balanced diet. Sadly, these behaviors had a negative impact on his health, but amazingly, he managed to outlive his business partner Charles by a few decades, while the latter's passion in aviation continued to increase over time. Henry refused to continue pursuing his aviation goal, despite his best efforts to convince him to construct an aero engine. Charles purchased a Wright Flyer aircraft, using it for more than 200 flights. In 1910, he made history by becoming the first person to complete a non-stop double flight across English Channel. But just 1 month later, everything changed when Charles, then only 32 years old, was killed in an airplane crash at Bournemouth during a flying exhibition. He was the first Briton to perish in an airplane accident, and his untimely passing signaled the dissolution of the brief Rolls-Royce partnership, leaving Henry to carry the company's legacy alone. Henry unwaveringly adhered to his fundamental principle of creating the best design with the finest material and the highest levels of craftsmanship, to use his own words. He had a natural work ethic, and his innovative designs helped to establish Rolls-Royce's reputation for superior engineering and quality. Be flawless in all you do, making the best of what already exists, and creating what is lacking. Create it. However, Henry continued to struggle with his health, and in 1993, he passed away from digestive tract issues. The company had grown during the First World War to produce aero engines, something Charles had originally asked. He had spent much of his latter years as a semi-invalid, but that didn't stop him from working. His death had been caused by his early years of bad nutrition and a lifetime of overwork. He was 70 years old when he passed away, but his never-failing excitement and dedication to engineering kept him working right up until the very end. His last sketch was actually created from his deathbed a few hours prior. His true dedication made Rolls-Royce what it is today. And that's it. We hope you liked the video. If so, hit the like button and share it with your loved ones. If you have any questions or comments, let us know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more of our amazing videos. You can also watch our other videos suggested just for you. See you in the next video.